Welcome to Shadow Empire Academy. Today you will learn how profiles work in Shadow Empire, why they are important, we'll review how they affect each other, what those numbers and colors mean, why do you see profiles everywhere in this game. We'll also discuss this terrifying screen, and I will review most of the profile features that you can get, their pros and cons, and we'll also discuss features and bonus overview, so why this section is quite useful. Probably you remember when you start new game, you need to answer some questions regarding the politics, society and psychology of your empire. It looks like here. So this question affects society aspect of our regime and can increase government, enforcement or commerce. One of those three. They are competing each other. And plus 15 is quite a big increase. So this choice matters. Let's say we go with government, and here we decide about psychology of our regime. So what values are important for us? Let's say we are technology oriented and mind is important and education. And here we decide about politics of our regime. And this choice not only increase one of the profiles, but it will determine what government type we will have. So if we select democracy, our government will be parliament. For autocracy, it will be Politburo, and for meritocracy, it will be Senate. And government type is quite important because it affects how many demands we will receive. In case of autocracy and Politburo, it's only one demand. For meritocracy, 2 demands, and for democracy, 3 demands active. And also Senate gives you a chance to receive more capable leaders, and democracy gives you a chance to receive less capable leaders. So there are pros and cons, and this choice is the most important one, in my opinion, at this stage. So let's say that we go democracy. And here you can see that the democracy, government, and mind are on the left side. Those are profiles that we have selected as our core values, and they receive bonus plus 15. And currently all colors are blue. So there is no fight between those profiles. But later, the bigger discrepancy between profiles, the higher possibility that they will fight each other. The initial decisions when you start your game are affecting profiles, but also are affecting relation with your leaders. This guy really dislikes Feast profile. It means that any increase for Feast will decrease his relation. And in this case, we are talking about Heart profile, and this guy really likes Heart, so any increase will increase also his relation. Later, not only decisions will affect their relations, but also if you hover the relation, one of the options is called leader profile match with regime profile. And regime profile are those profiles in your regime. So it's important that you have leaders which relates to your core values. In this case, our Director of Military Research Council has profile match 47, and it's quite low. Why 47? Because he would like to see Heart above 50 and meritocracy and government above 50. So all profiles that are green, if they are above 50, will increase the alignment with our regime. Also, if we have a person like this guy, all profiles that are below 50 and he doesn't like them will also increase the relation. So you need to take that into account. That it's hard to satisfy everyone, but any profile that is above 50 or below 50 can affect positively or negatively your leaders depending on their likes and dislikes. So now let's go back to our initial example. I like this example because we have here all colors. And let's go to reports, profiles overview. So what is going on here? We have here 3 groups of our profiles divided into politics, society and psychology, and in each group we have 3 pairs of profiles where one of them is usually a dominant profile. If you hover each one, on the bottom you can see this profile limits the meritocracy profile. So autocracy is dominant to meritocracy, and the arrow shows us which profile can affect negatively the other one. And in case of meritocracy, on the bottom, you can see this profile limits democracy profile. So the dominant profiles limits the profile pointed by the arrow. And we have never-ending circle. And important information, each pair can sum up to 100. If we exceed 100, then the profiles will fight and the dominant profile will diminish the other profile. So in this case, you can see that green color means that our dominant profile is currently in the process of diminishing other profile, in this case autocracy. So autocracy over time will decrease its value because 64 added to 53 is more than 100. So democracy cannot grow. And to let democracy grow, autocracy needs to be 100 minus 53, so 47. 47 is the maximum value allowed by democracy currently. So if there is a difference, because 47 is lower than 64, this profile will diminish by 20% of the difference, or minimum by 1 point each round. But also the profile which is dominant will decrease half the value that autocracy will diminish. So if democracy is diminishing autocracy, why we see here green positive increases? Because also our events can impact the natural tendency in our profiles. So in this case, even if we suppress autocracy with 2 points due to dominant profile democracy, in this round I have also increased autocracy by +5 because of the minor worker strike event in the prairie zone. And same here, we have lost 2 points because of the decision, but we have gained 6 points due to the other decision. So the decisions in this round can heavily affect how much each profile will grow. But the natural tendency is to keep 100 between those two, where the dominant is more important. So here the same, enforcement and commerce are together above 100, so enforcement decreasing commerce, and in this case each one lost 1 point, because 1 is the minimum value. And here we see yellow color, it means that there is interaction between all of those three profiles. So mind is dominant to heart and it's decreasing heart, but also fist is dominant to mind and is decreasing mind. But there is no interaction between those two currently. And also decisions in this round will change those colors and those numbers, but if you play next round, then the game will check if the sum of any of those pairs is above 100, and then the dominant profile will try to decrease the other one. Okay, so we have discussed this part, how it works, and now also very important part. So in the manage profiles, you have a big table which is representing all of our profiles, and you can see that each profile can give you some features, and they are sometimes very powerful. You can receive stratagem cards, you can receive special unit features. The game randomly attach each round some of those unit features to your units, and they can help and support your units during the battles. And also if you hover each of those boxes, you can see that in this case we have only stratagems and unit feature, but in this case we can have also other benefits. For example, tax bonus, which is a regime-wide bonus to your taxes, which is very good. So how to receive such bonuses, cards and unit features? Because you can see also different colors. So if there is no color, we have this empty background here, it means that you have no chance to receive it currently. If you see light gray color and you hover it, you can read that this profile, so enforcement, needs to be highest for 3 rounds. So if we will keep enforcement as the highest profile in the society group, so between those 3, then we might have a chance to receive this profile. But currently you can see that enforcement is 44, so I have no chance to receive it, because profiles are changing sometimes quite often, and it's hard to keep one profile always growing. Green color means that I already got this profile feature and I can use all of its benefits, and red color means that I have this feature, but each round there is 7% that I might lose this feature. Why? Because for this feature, the autocracy need to be 70 or more, and currently is 64. So the difference is 6 points, and the percentage is 1 plus the difference. Same here. Corporations requires commerce 60, and I have 57. So 3 is missing to the 60, and plus 1 is 4%. So each round I have 4% to lose corporations and 7% to lose burnt earth. And to avoid entering this screen each round, you can go to reports, feature and bonus overview, And here you can see the same information. So which profile feature exceeds its minimum threshold or where we have a deficit of our profile. So corporations -3 and burnt earth -6. So if you see values below 0, it means that those profiles are in danger. And it's good to control this report from time to time. And here I have loaded other game to show you the green percentage. So even if I have opportunism, because commerce is 56, I still couldn't get a free market. Because each round the game tests this percentage. So sometimes you can wait many rounds until you will get such profile feature. And the higher the commerce value over the minimum threshold, 40 in this case, the higher this percentage. So here, friendship, we need 50 to get the friendship. We have 54, so 4% difference plus 1. We have 5% each round to get friendship, and then it will become green and we will have all benefits. So if I would like to have discipline from enforcement, then first I need to increase enforcement to be the highest in this group. And then after 3 rounds, I will see here this percentage. So it's not so easy. It prevents players from easy profile shifting and gaining more features. You need to wait some time and have it as the biggest profile. Okay, so now let's discuss some of the profile features. In democracy, the first one is engage politicians, and you can get here recruit civilian stratagem. This stratagem will let you to recruit a junior leader, which should have interpersonal skill. So this yellow section in leaders. Also, there is political bonus plus 40, and this is the most important here because political power allows you to play stratagems, and the more you have, the more you can do. So this is very powerful feature that is really important. The other one in this group and in this column is from autocracy, strength of the will. Here we have no regime bonuses, but we have 2 stratagem cards, call to power and forced relocation. Call to power allows your Secret Service Council to create a rebellion on enemy regime, but it's quite expensive card. And this one, our Staff Council can play to force free folks to join your zones if you want to speed up this process. But you need to have military forces in the zone, and they can simply go to free folk towns and force them to join your zone. So that's why this is card from autocracy. And bunker busters, so this is quite useful unit feature because they allows you to reduce 50% of entrenchment points of a target they attack. And if I hover here, you can see what is the maximum ratio. So 1 per 500 soldiers can have it. And what is the chance to acquire? So each round there is 10% chance per 500 troops that some of them will get this unit feature. So you don't need to do anything, simply each round the game will try to attach it where it can. And the third one is from meritocracy, it's also quite powerful. Diplomacy rolls plus 30. If you have nearby regimes that you want to do a diplomacy, this feature is really helpful. And also it unlocks the stratagem recruit talent. And this stratagem guarantee you capability level 3 leader. So you might sleep well that you will not randomize cap 1 or cap 2 playing this card. But still it will be an experienced person, but capable. So from this group and this column, I would say that this is the most interesting one, then meritocracy, and then autocracy, the least interesting one. So let's check another column, which requires 50 points of democracy, autocracy, or meritocracy. And conflict resolution. Increase quality of life in our zones by 50%. Also very useful bonus. And we have stratagem, cabinet retreat. It needs some political power to play, but can also increase experience of your leaders that are part of your government. And unit feature negotiator is quite funny one, because if you attack a unit, there is 50% chance that they will retreat from combat. Quite interesting. And here, submission for autocracy, we have only cards. So in general, in autocracy, you don't have many bonuses. You have usually cards and some unit features. So what we have here? Suppress unrest. So you can use your military that is present in the zone to decrease unrest in zones by force, which might result in some losses, but it's also a way how to quickly decrease unrest. This card is quite strange, pillage, because you want to steal food and credits from the private economy of the zone. So this card could be played on a zone that you know that you will not keep for long, or on a zone that you don't care and you want to abandon it, or maybe if you really lack of food or credits for your army. But I would say very, very situational card. And Assassinate Leader, this is very good card. Instead of giving money to leaders and ask them to retire, you can simply use Secret Service Council to assassinate them without spending money. And from meritocracy, we have capable supervisors. So here we receive some food per each 1,000 of populations and workers, and also grant convention, which also increase experience of our leaders. So here also, I would say that the first one is the best, then autocracy, and then meritocracy. But it depends what you like. So it's quite subjective. I will discuss up to the third column for each group of profiles because it will take too long to discuss everything. Open politics, political bonus plus 60. So another increase of political points, get generation. So very good. And prospecting push in version 2. So it's a better version of prospecting push. Martial law, in general, we have a better version of call to power. So we can simply cause more problems to enemy regime which will face more rebellion forces on their land. Or this is quite useful, recruit special ops, especially if you are autocracy. So this will be a leader that has guaranteed special ops skill. And usually it's a good candidate for your security council. So you don't need to play many junior cards, but if you are looking security council, but this one guarantee you some decent candidates. But still no regime-wide bonuses. So this is a problem with autocracy. And in meritocracy, martial tournaments, operational command roles plus 25. It's very good because your leaders will have better chance to support your armies during the combat. And we have here patriotic collection, so you can get some money as a donation because the country needs you, or a champion, which is quite powerful because there is 50% to turn hit into a kill. Because in Shadow Empire, there are two roles during the combat. One, if you can hit enemies that you need, and then there is another role, what was the effect of hit? And it can be pinned, can be retreat, can be kill, and the chance for kill is quite low. So having 50% chance to do a kill is very good. Okay, so we have discussed this part. Now our society. Enforcement. Above 40 can give us discipline. So we have tax bonus, more money from taxes. Two stratagems. First one can give you militancy in the zone. Because as you know, militancy decrease if the army grows. So it's harder to keep high militancy if you have bigger army, but such cards can increase militancy. And emergency tax, so we use force to get some money from the population. And unit feature, military police, they control our units and there is 75% that the retreat can be ignored. From commerce we have free market, this is useful, private economy bonus plus 40%. It means that the production of all private assets will be increased by 40%, including your public part of it. For example, scavenging facility will produce more, and we get gift to faction, which is rarely used, I would say. You can use Secret Service Council to give some money, and during the next elections, one of the faction will have your support. And the other one, private investment, this is also useful. Selected zone will receive a quite significant amount of credits for their private investments. And from government we have bureaucracy, and this is also very powerful, plus 40% to generated bureaucratic points, so very useful. And two cards, governor convention, so all governors can receive experience, bureaucratic push, so we can also speed up generation of bureaucratic points, and medical team. This is quite useful because there is 50% that you change a kill into a retreat. So very interesting unit feature. So here I would say that the bureaucracy is the most interesting one, then free market, and then discipline. In the next column, so above 50, we have very good bonus, logistical bonus plus 50%. So this is good for everyone who is struggling with proper logistics, because you will generate in track station level 1, not 800 logistical points, but 50% more, so 1200 and so on. So it might be really helpful. Efficiency drive, I think it also can help with bureaucratic points, and threatened leader will use your security council intermediate skill to increase the loyalty of the leader. Another one from commerce, opportunism, population happiness plus 50% might be useful, but from this group I like the most improvised industrial points. So it can give you a lot of industrial points, but it's quite random and depends on the level of commerce and the role of the leader. But sometimes you can receive even a few hundred of industrial points, and early game it's really great. Give 500 to popularize if you have money, and probably you will have if you have commerce, then you can spend it to increase population and workers' happiness. But it's less effective in bigger zones above 20,000 population, so then you can have this one to invest more if the zone is bigger, but it's quite costly, I would say. And scavenger team, this one is quite mysterious to me. You can earn some credits if you have kills, but I never was able to check how much I earn from that. Government gives us state companies, and this is very good. Public industrial bonus plus 40%. So, metal and industry is the never-ending bottleneck of each empire's grow, and here we have plus 40% to industry points production. So very good regime feature. Draft workers, so we can simply, instead of increasing salaries of workers, we can simply draft them and attract free folks the same. Instead of waiting for private economy to spend luxuries on attracting free folks, we might do it using this card. So here I would say that the most important is state companies because of the industrial bonus points, then opportunism, and then this one. But in some cases, this might be also good. Okay, third group, so above 60. Enforcement gives you recruitment bonus, so you can recruit much more people to your army. Staff council can suppress unrest better, and we can instantly have recruits. So instead of calling governor and paying population to join your recruits, you can have them using this card. And there is one feature, elite trainer. Every round the unit he is attached to can gain experience. Another one from commerce, wealthy friends. Very good card, very good bonus to commerce. This is not impacting your production, but the prices. Also there is commercial gift. Some leaders can increase relation, and also what is important, they will have +1 to the natural relation point tendency. So this is useful if you want to have long-term happy people. And estate give the same, but you don't pay money, but you pay political power, also increasing relation and long-term natural relation point as a static bonus, +1. So those two can give +2 to the increase of relation each round. And from government, we have worker rights, worker happiness bonus. This is also useful because usually the problem is with worker happiness and not with population happiness. So worker happiness bonus might be really beneficial. And cards for staff council to simply send soldiers and grab free folks and move them to the city. There might be some losses. And here we can quickly get new colonists. Also there is field kitchen. We can regenerate 10 readiness each combat round, which is very useful because this is per combat round. So such unit can fight much longer with full efficiency. So here I would say wealthy friends for me would be the best one. Then worker happiness, and then strong arming, the last one. Okay, last group, psychology. So here we have above 40 volunteerism, and it's useful if you like militia, because each round you can have a chance to get free militia battalion. Over round 20 it can be militia regiment, and over around 100, it can be militia division. But the percentage is lower depending on the size of the militia unit, but sometimes don't be surprised by a random unit appearing in your zones. If you don't know what to do with them, you can scrap them and move to the population. No retreat, so if you really want to protect some hex, then it might be useful. But sadly, no other bigger bonuses. From mind, we have research bonus plus 30. Very good regime feature, very powerful. It speed up research by 30%. And also we have infiltration stratagem, so increase attack of the infantry, and technomag, which is protecting your units. And in heart, national pride, moral bonus plus 40%. After the changes in beta version that will increase the importance of morale for units, this might be quite useful and your units will fight longer. But we have nothing else than hold the line, so a card to protect some hex even if there are high losses. From those three, technology fascination is the best, then national pride and then voluntarism, but you know, it's always subjective. In single player, anything in my opinion is fine because you can win with any of those features. Next column above 50 from Feast, Warlust. What we have here? No regime bonuses, but we have ambush, posture card. It's good in defense in the terrain that gives you height points like forest or mountains. If somebody will accidentally enter your hex and you have also ambush, it can be devastating defense. And unit feature people's hero, increase attack of the attached unit by 40%. From mind we have curiosity, so cultural adjustment bonus plus 40%. It's useful if you have new big zone where you already have loyalty above 50, then simply speed up the integration with your culture, but it's not a really big deal. But fluid defense is very good stratagem posture card because not only infantry get bonus to defense, but mechanized forces get plus 30% on attack. And from heart, in this column we have friendship, so very good bonus, character loyalty bonus, so your leaders will be more loyal. And loyalty helps to have happy leaders, because relation follows also loyalty. So they will be more stable, and even if temporarily they lose some relation with you, loyalty helps to bring it back. What we have? Force March. So the next round you play it on a unit, they will have 50% action points. It's good if you don't have good logistics to do strategical movement, and in more difficult terrain they can simply move faster. But it's affecting infantry and artillery, so if you have tanks or other units in the same battalion, then it will have no effect. And musical band, I like them. They can regain 15 lost moral points each combat round. But here I would say friendship for me is the best one, then curiosity, and then warlust. But also I forgot 50% higher casualty toleration. So if you prefer mid-wave attacks and you lose many soldiers, this can help you to keep your population happy. And last column that I would like to discuss is above 60 for Feast. Esprit de Corps. Combat bonus plus 25%, and this is very good bonus. So your units simply have plus 25% to their attack and defense values, but not to the hit points. And stratagem, which is quite interesting one. So if you have higher morale, then you can get max to 100% bonus to attack and defense if the difference is high enough. From mind, we have above 60 logical thought, research bonus plus 40%. So here we got 30 and here plus 40. And this is 40 on top of that. So it's 70 if you will have both. Stratagem rush, so something like force march, less action points but also less negative effects. And engineering team, which is helping to recover lost entrenchment every combat round. They are fixing the fortifications during the fight. And from heart we have joint struggle, people loyalty plus 50. So here we got our leaders loyalty, and here we have our population loyalty. And high loyalty in zones also speed up the decrease of unrest, and it's in general positive to have good loyalty. And stratagem retreat. I like stratagem retreat. It can be annoying to your opponent, especially if you are in defense, because they are losing action points. You have bonus to defense and they cannot deal you much losses. So I was using this card successfully against major regime in defense. But in general, if we compare those three, I would say research bonus is the best, then this one because of the combat bonus, and then this one. Okay, I will not talk about everything because it will be too long video, but the descriptions are good here. And all of those bonuses you can check in the report about features and bonus overview. So here below the list of the features, we see all bonuses. So moral bonus and population happiness bonus. Also, you can have bonuses based on the points. So that's why square root from 25 is 5, and we have 5% for political bonus because we have political bonus points. And here you can check your government type. And if you hover, you can see what are the benefits. So in Politburo, there is negative. There are negative, I would say, benefits. So leader corruption tendency is +2, but only if they have high ambition, and relation -2 if they have high egoism. So if you have autocracy, you need to check also personality of your leaders to avoid those. And profiles also are important to factions because each faction likes or dislikes some profile features. And this is important to keep the most crowdy factions aligned with your profile. So it's good to check what profiles the factions like and decide if you want to support them or maybe eliminate our leaders and then forget about the faction. And also, if you go to help stratagem encyclopedia, here there is a faction section, and here you can see all stratagems that are not listed in the manage profiles, but you can get them if the factions that have the same profiles as your empire have good happiness, then as a gift you can receive some of the cards. So for example, if you have national pride, which is a profile feature that you can get if heart is above 30, and the faction also likes heart, and your heart is high, like in this case, then I can receive a militant propagandist stratagem that I can play and add some unit feature to my army. So if you see some randomly appearing stratagems, they are as a gift from factions. Here there is also a militia profile. Don't mix it with the militancy in the zone. This is something else. This is affecting your regime, and this is your zone militancy, which is affecting the maximum size of the militia in your zone. And there can be also other profiles like from cults or the corporation, depending if you enable the story modules in your game. That's all. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching and see you later.